Your eyes do not deceive you. There is a new Acoustasonic from Fender in our midst. It's the Player Series Acoustasonic, and we are going to tell you all about it and the differences between it and its American counterpart, so stay tuned. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with the Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you'd like to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom designed t-shirts. So the American Acoustasonic Telecaster, now we get to emphasize the American part in the name, has been a huge hit since it debuted. We've sold tons of them. It's spawned an entire series with its success, with the following Stratocaster version, the latest Jazzmaster version, special editions, exotic wood ones. We've got this Paisley one to show you today because everyone knows that you really want a pink Paisley Acoustasonic Stratocaster. Isn't there a black Paisley one we got too?
I don't know about that. I think I've only seen the pink Paisley one. I could be wrong. Either way, I think if you're going to go all out with such a wild guitar, you might as well get a wild finish. Yeah.
So they've been a huge hit. They're extremely versatile instruments, and now Fender has given us a lower priced option built in the Ensenada, Mexico facility with the Player Acoustasonic Telecaster. So that's what Cooper's got you. Now the finish you have is...
Yeah, try and guess, and then I'll tell you it is butterscotch blonde. And I'm guessing that's not what you thought because this looks like some sort of marigold, goldenrod.
I'm thinking
yellow.
It strikes us that way because of the
contrast with this.
The contrast with the mahogany. Yeah, I've been trying to pin it, because if I imagine a black pickguard on it, it doesn't really look that off.
I don't know, dude. You got a black pickup right there. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually kind of dig this color.
It is cool. Now it comes in 4 finishes, doesn't it?
It does. So we got BTB. We've also got Shadow Burst, which is like a 3-tone sunburst kind of thing. Black, I think it's called Brush Black, and an Arctic White. I really like the white on the Jazzmasters. I think it's a clean look for these guitars. We actually started including a Sharpie with it, so you can draw. Just kidding. You can draw your own Paisleys on it.
Go buy your own Sharpie.
Yeah, buy your own Sharpie. Come on.
So,
because you're saving so much money, because this is significant.
About half the price, roughly, not quite.
Yeah, I mean it's almost definitely from that one. It's
this one's about $150 more than a normal one. A typical American Acoustasonic Telecaster will set you back about $2,000 with the gig bag. This is coming in at $1199.99. So not quite half, but a significant decrease in price, which begs the question, they look very, very similar.
They feel similar.
So let's talk about what's the same, and then we'll talk about what's different.
Yeah.
So they are both mahogany bodies. That is a 3-piece mahogany body, and I'm pretty sure this is a 2-piece mahogany body, based upon all the ones I've seen, including this one where the seam is. They both have spruce tops. Now, according to the specs, it appears that this is a higher grade of spruce. That's an A. This is like a AAA or AA top that's on here underneath all that Paisley goodness.
Yeah.
And the tops are inset into the bodies. So that's the same. We've got the same control layout for the most part. So we've got a volume knob. We've got the mod knob, where a tone knob would be, which allows you to go back and forth between the voicings on the different pickup selections. We have the pickup selector, which we'll talk about in a little bit. You've got our typical asymmetrical saddle in a acoustic style bridge that's mounted to that spruce top. So this really is an acoustic guitar. It's braced top, it's hollow. We've got a special Fishman and Fender co-designed pickup under the saddle and here at the, so this is like a Shaw Bucker style magnetic pickup, and then there's an undersaddle pickup on there as well. We've got mahogany necks, got 21 frets or 22 frets. Same nut width, 1.75 inches, so 1 3/4 inches. And they feel about the same.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's talk about what's different.
So first off, the logo's different. For some strange reason,
different.
you get
is it a different font?
Small guy. I mean,
it's a little smaller.
It's a little smaller.
It's still the spaghetti font.
It's all good. I like that.
Yeah.
Now tell me, is this rosewood fretboard and bridge.
I don't remember,
As
actually.
opposed, it looks like it.
It doesn't look like Palo Ferro.
And it doesn't look like that.
And it doesn't look like the striped ebony.
Which, you know.
But it looks dark.
It is very dark, and I mean, it looks really nice. The kind of grain on here and the feel of it, it's really nice. Big changes, big difference, I guess. As big as the differences get is the pickup selector.
Yeah, so this American, and all the American Acoustasonic Telecasters, has a 5-way selector switch.
Yeah.
And then you have the mod knob to go between the voicings.
Yeah, so this one has only a three-way switch, and basically with the A and B on both of these from the mod knob, you have 10 voices there and then infinite blending in between, so you can really find your perfect one. Over here you got 6, and I thought that it would probably be most helpful if I just read it straight from the source.
Go for it.
In the case, which is, they both come in this.
Same gig bag.
Yeah,
That's
same
actually
gig
kind of
bag.
cool that they included that
Yeah.
gig bag. I kind of wondered about that initially.
So you do get kind of a nice little owner's manual that explains all your voices. And as we saw on the American, which we've done countless videos on the whole Acoustasonic line, we'll link it in the video in a card above. You have 10 voices, about 6 real acoustic ones, and then kind of a couple hybrids, and then an electric.
Yeah, different models will play with that a little bit. Like the Strat has a few more electric sounds.
Yeah.
The Jazzmaster,
It's got some-
what's blended, what's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, that kind of thing.
So, but all of them come with this sort of manual where you can see, and especially with the illustrations, sort of deduce what guitar they're modeling. But basically, when you're in the third position, which is your neck position, the A position is a mahogany, small body, short scale guitar, which I believe is included on here as well. I think they're all the acoustic voices.
Pretty similar, yeah.
And then if you mod knob over to the B side, you got a rosewood dreadnought. So
That's a nice
28,
pairing. You're
yeah.
going from a mid-range small body
Yeah,
to a big
old
bass,
Yeah.
treble.
I think,
dreadnought.
I think what they did there is they kind of chose the 2 quintessential acoustic tones that you probably in a jack of all trades guitar would want to model.
Yeah.
You know, 2 classic acoustics.
Going from like a 0018 to a
D28 or something like that. Yeah, so, and then you switch to the middle, your A position is called Lo-Fi Clean, which is told, uses the unaffected sound of the undersaddle pickup to create a unique lo-fi tone, but it's clean. You switch over to the B side, it's called Lo-Fi Crunch, and basically here they're saying more acoustic, more electric. So it's just breaking it down to just a nice,
So it's an electric sound,
I think it's
but
a
it's
little
using
bit
the
of both.
undersaddle pickup. That's interesting.
It's
So they're
weird.
using both,
Yeah.
and they're kind of EQing that to make it lo-fi. That's
Pretty interesting. And you'll hear in the demo, it is a good sound. I mean,
Yeah.
I like it a lot. And so
The
when you go over to
description threw me.
when you go over to the crunch side, the 2B position, it is a little driven. It's not super hardcore, but it's a nice
Just a
kind of
touch.
in between. And then when you go to the first position, to the bridge, that's your real electric sounds. So you have a noiseless tele pickup is what they say the A position is. Switching over to the B is a fat noiseless tele pickup. And really it's just down to a clean tele sound and then a pretty driven tele sound.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like that because basically these guitars are cool sound experiments and blending and all kinds of stuff. I think it broke it down to like the most essential elements.
It's really kind of more straight away
Yeah.
than the American version because really between positions 5, 4, 3, it's all various acoustics. 2 is electric or acoustic blend, and
Yeah.
then 1 is your electric sounds.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this has a lot more acoustic going on, and you have to jump from 5 to 1.
Yeah.
You know, where in this case, you've got your 2 electric sounds, you've got your 2 blended sounds, and you've got your 2 electric sounds.
Yeah.
Acoustic, blended, electric.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and so since these voices are created for different applications, in the demos, I'm going to play both of these. What you'll hear is running the guitar into an AB box, going to an amplifier, and going direct. So for the acoustic sounds, you'll be hearing more of a direct signal. Well, you will be hearing a direct signal. And then for the electric sounds, we're switching over to Hot Rod Deluxe, flat EQs, a little bit of reverb. And you can see on the, in the graphics, but you'll also be able to see me switching through the pickups and stuff. So A lot more options over here, but less space between the different sounds that you're going to hear. This is pretty stark difference switching through. Even just feeling going to the A and B, you can feel the sound kind of widen with some of it, and obviously you'll hear it crunch a little bit more. But yeah, excited for you to hear them. I think they all sound pretty good, so
Cool.
Let's check it out.
So there you have it, and now I have the guitar in my hot little hands. Let's talk about some other differences that are going on. So the tuners are the same. The neck profile feels about the same. This one has a big difference when it comes to the power application.
Yes.
So this one, the original and all the subsequent ones, it's rechargeable. There's a lithium-ion battery in there. You get a cable with it. You plug it in. It's got a light here. It tells you in the manual kind of when you get a red light how much time you have left. They've gone with a 9-volt, back here, basically in the same place like you'd see it on a T5. That's cool. I think some people are going to prefer that.
Yeah.
You just have the battery, and when it goes dead, you switch it out. I can tell you some people might not like the placement of it if they've ever had a T5. I've never had a problem with a T5, but I've known some people to rip those off on their belts for some reason. Like, what are you doing with your guitar while you're playing it? I don't know. But anyways, some other differences that I noticed, plastic backplate here and here, that's the brushed anodized aluminum over there instead. And of course, there's no battery pocket. So the interesting thing is, you were saying this 9-volt battery in this application gives you how long?
They say 22 hours.
So this one, the Player Series with the 9-volt, actually has a longer reported battery life, potentially, because they said this one's approximately 20 hours. Either way, here's a top tip. If you're not playing the guitar, unplug it, because that's how it gets turned on. And so I've known some people go like, with acoustics too, why is my battery dead?
Yeah.
Do you leave it plugged in when you're not playing it? Yeah, that's why it's dead, because then the preamp's on. So, but pretty cool. I mean, I think when it starts blinking on that one, you have 4 hours of playtime. So you could certainly get through a gig when it's close to dead. But yeah, some people might prefer this application.
Yeah, another just small thing that is the same that I think is pretty cool is they both have this heel contour right there, which typically you kind of see on a Mexican-made guitar. You won't have that, and then on an American-made guitar, like say a Stratocaster Player versus American Pro or something like that.
This one says Ensenada, Mexico.
This one says Corona, California.
There you go.
Whatever.
That's the differences.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that, we have probably heard more people say that they really are interested in an Acoustasonic.
But price has been the hang-up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, for me, like it takes a bit for me to drop $2,000 on a guitar. It's got to be something like an Ultra Jazzmaster for that to happen. But this is a really cool tool to have. I think it's a really fun guitar.
Yeah. I think this makes it easier to add into your collection if you were kind of on the fence because the price is lower. I mean, $1,200 is not insubstantial. Yeah. But given the price of guitars, I think it's a fair price given the technology that's in there. Now, some people will ask, there's a lot of similarities. Obviously, there's differences in the controls and the modeling that's being done, but is that it? And the answer is no, that's not it. So we were kind of talking before we started filming about the differences between just US guitars and guitars made in Mexico, period. And the thing that you have to understand is there's two things going on when it comes to the cost differences. One is the cost of labor. The guitars that are made in Mexico, the labor is just less expensive than it is in the United States. That's kind of across the board, right? That's why we import so many goods. But the other thing is that there's decisions that are made in order to keep the cost down. So I think we were talking about, Fender once said in the Corona factory, there's like 150 hand jobs, hand applications that take place on the guitar when it's built. There's a lot of technology in the Mexico factory that kind of streamlined the process, and so you save a lot of time. One of them that we picked up on this was the side of the fretboard. Yep. So that has rolled edges. Yep. This does not. The fretwork on this is great, but it doesn't feel quite as good. Yeah. This is a 3-piece body. It probably weighs slightly more. It's not a heavy guitar, but that's a 2-piece body. Yeah. It's little things like that. Even the hardware, the quality of the metal that's used, stuff like that. That's what what goes into the price. Any place that a manufacturer can save time is going to save on the price of the guitar. Yeah, and that's a thing, but I just kind of have this thought right now.
In the past, everybody's compared, say, Mexican Fenders versus American Fenders. We're getting to a point where the biggest nitpicky thing is a sharp fret.
Yeah.
It's a small thing. It's it's a comfortability thing.
It's set up and feel, yeah.
Yeah, but the body, the technology, everything, it's so close. It's pretty wild.
Probably as close as it's ever been.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I have a Baja Tele made in Mexico, custom shop designed. I love that guitar. When I pick it up, it doesn't feel as good as my US made Fenders. And at some point, I'm probably just going to put the work in and make it feel as good. But yeah, it's just the little stuff. And so, if you can do without that and save yourself about $800, you can get into a thing. Oh, the one thing that we didn't talk about though, and this might be depending upon the player, the thing that is the deciding factor for them. This is under saddle and magnetic pickup. That one is under saddle, magnetic pickup, and the SRS, or string resonance response system. And basically what that is that's that middle position, if I recall correctly, where the whole guitar is alive. We've done demos at guitar shows where you can talk into the sound hole and it comes out of the amplification because it's picking everything up. And it's a really beautiful acoustic sound because it's picking up the top's vibration. That is not present in this guitar. And so in addition to cutting down the positions, it's simplified the technology as well.
Yeah.
Now this is straightforward enough that it might be everything somebody needs. Somebody who wants to tap on the body or something, they're going to want that guitar instead.
Yeah, and that's a whole kind of style that I do think that this guitar would be great for. Yeah. There's a certain kind of player, very forward-thinking, a lot of tapping, a lot of percussive elements. And with the amount of voices that these guitars get, it's probably a great option, especially with how thin it is, how light it is, being able to kind of do that type of stuff. But that type of player typically already plays custom instrument, talk about like Furch and stuff like that, those kind of crazy virtuosic players. A lot of people like high-end guitars for that reason, built to their exact spec. This is probably going to be the move. But if you love all the different voices and being able to play around, bring one guitar to a variety show, it kind of covers those bases for sure.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great addition to the lineup. I believe that this is going to get more people into the Fender Acoustasonic family, and they're going to make it their own uses, particularly with the hi-fi, lo-fi stuff. I think that could be cool stuff. So.
Yeah, I want to hear what y'all think about the demos. I forgot to mention that in the process of recording those demos, especially when it hit the heavier drive sound, this one was significantly louder than this one.
Yeah, there's definitely a change in the amplitude.
Which some might enjoy, some might not. I know a guy, his name is Jefferson Clay. Check him out. He's a friend of mine. He's a great musician. And he plays one of the jazz masters. And he is great at kind of contouring the Acoustasonic sound in the process of a song. So it's cool to be able to, say, be in a clean electric and then hit the mod knob to the B voice, say, on this one, and not only do you get a bump up in the overdrive, but also the volume. So instead of having to hit both knobs, it's nice kind of on this one. This one seemed a lot more balanced, but the thing is, I don't know if it's balance, like this is unbalanced or not. It's just different,
Everything in perfect balance.
Classic. No, but it's just worth it to mention because in the demos we did have to adjust the volume a little bit. Yeah. We always check the levels with as loud as I'm going to play so Zach doesn't die with the headphones on back over there. And this one going to the crunch sound, did have to adjust a little bit just to let you know, full transparency. There you go.
Well, there you go. If you'd like more information about these guitars that are just now launching, they're not available everywhere, but you can check us out online at alamomusic.com. We can answer any questions that you have, help you sort through what's the best case scenario for you. Should you get the player? Should you get the Acoustasonic? Should you go with the Jazzmaster? Maybe each one has its own little bit of flavor, a little bit of sauce for you, depending upon what you want to play. So make sure that you hit us up, and we can help you find the right one to meet your needs. At the end of the day, I always say the best guitar in the world is the Swiss Army knife that does absolutely everything. And these are definitely in that vein. Now, if you're new to the channel, what should they do, Cooper?
You got to subscribe to the channel, all right? And then you got to hit the bell to get your notifications on because inevitably when they expand the Player Acoustasonic line, you want to be the first to know.
Inevitably.
Inevitably. And when they start doing the Acoustasonic, American Acoustasonic Starcaster and the Coronado.
What was the joke? If they did an American Acoustasonic Jaguar, how could you tell?
Yeah.
Short scale, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. They're doing a Duosonic, I
They
think.
could do a
and
Jazzmaster,
Music
shorten the
Master.
scale, and put a little switch on there that nobody wants to hit by accident.
Exactly.
There you go.
And you know you can hit the mod shop too.
The
and
Player Acoustasonic
yeah.
Mustang.
I'm down for that.
I don't know.
But if you're interested in a specific finish
Yeah.
for the American Acoustasonic, now they have it on the mod shop on the website, so you can kind of design your own, and you can go through us to do that. We'll make it easy for you, and that's a pretty cool thing, because I'd love to see a custom Acoustasonic. That'd be pretty sweet.
Very cool. Like,
Yeah.
what's
Like
his
Jack
name?
White.
Jack White has one. Yeah,
That's a
I've
cool
seen
one.
a few. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
American Acoustasonic Jazz Bass. Fretless?
Fretless.
I'm getting Josh excited behind the camera.
Yeah, a Pistorius
Put some of those
signature.
tape wounds on there.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, we hope you enjoy this video. Tell us your thoughts below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.